don't make these 13 mistakes in Spider-Man 2. I have 13 tips and tricks for you guys to get the most out of your Spider-Man adventure. Stay tuned for that. What's up, guys? My name is Franky Boy. On this channel I'm covering everything regarding open world RPGs such as Spider-Man 2. And if you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. Now, I got some tips and tricks for you guys to keep in mind when playing Spider-Man 2. The first mistake you shouldn't make is to actually not go to a crime scene immediately. Those are the red triangles, and I just entered the area right here, and this triggered the crime scene event for me. Sometimes you gotta chase a car, sometimes you gotta slay some enemies or different stuff like that. In this case, it seems like it's a trap. And totally go ahead and do it as fast as you possibly can, because otherwise you will lose a lot of experience, and I would totally recommend doing it as soon as possible because the rewards are really awesome. Oh, hello. It doesn't matter which character you choose to do so, but I would recommend just doing it because it's 90 tech parts and 480 XP. That's super awesome. Always make sure to hit those. Mistake number 2 is not to go to the photo OPs. It's super easy, super fast. I thought it wasn't fun and I didn't want to do it, but you just go there, simply take a photo, get 150 XP and some city tokens, and you're out again. It's just a matter of 10 seconds or so, and you can't farm those XP faster. If you compare that to a story mission, they grant you like 2k, 2.5k XP, but last for maybe sometimes half an hour. So this is super easy and fast XP. This used to be my tip number 7, but let's fast forward it because those blue boxes on the rooftops, they simply have to be picked up by you always on site because it's super crucial to get those technical parts. And you can even make it easier for you if you go to your suit tag and you get a traversal skill if you need it. It's called All Seeing and reveals all tag on your minimap. A very nice thing to get soon if you want to collect those, or if you have problems with collecting those, because for some of these boxes you need a certain height to actually see those boxes on the rooftops, because if there's a skyscraper above you, you of course can't see it. Tip number 3, that was my original 3, not to play enough story right at the beginning, because some of the features of the game are actually presented to you in a story mission. And if you fail to make those as fast as you can, you will miss out on some open world activities at the start, and they will just reveal later on the map. And later on the map, it's not nice to explore it, but the density of overall experiences or activities is of course a little bit less if you don't have those features available. Right at the start you can just meet the Sandman and have some Miles activities and photos, and that's basically it. While if you play a little bit more, you reveal more and more activities in the whole city that can always appear and make your whole map very full of plenty things to do. Mistake number 4, or tip number 4, the net wings, the web wings. They are a perfect feature for you guys to travel through the world. It's a super awesome thing, and later in this video I will present you an emergency stop feature that can make you stop with those as soon as you want to or as fast as you can. But yeah, they are super awesome. Make sure to get to a very high height to reveal a little bit more of the city, or use the wind channels, of course. Let me break here and let's go on with tip number 5. And it's funny how fast these cars are able to brake if you just fall down before them, or right in front of them, not before. Mistake number 6, not getting the Miles and Peta abilities first. I would totally recommend getting those for Miles up first, Venom Dash and Venom Jump. I think Miles is a little bit stronger in the early game. He gets his ultimate ability way before Peter, and you get those 2 abilities, and then you have a full roster of 4 abilities, which you don't have if you don't get it. Same for Peter, you need to get the Spider Whiplash and the Spider Rush, and then move on to the combined skill tree. I would totally suggest you guys getting those after it, and then move on to this skill tree. It's super awesome for some recharging after KOs and a gadget resupply, and also a fired up focus gain rate. It's incredibly strong. Mistake number 6, choosing the wrong hero. For the early game, I would totally recommend picking up Miles, because he has those many electro abilities. Electro abilities are capable of one-shotting or one-shocking those Sandmen of the Sandman event, and they appear in the game super often, so totally get those first, those abilities for the electro effect, and then you can always like one-hit these guys. Bye bye Sandman. Alright, since we skipped number 7 or took it earlier, number 8, a huge mistake you should not make is getting new suits or cool looking suits and expect something else out of it than a new look, because in Spider-Man 2 they don't grant anything besides a new look. It's just for aesthetics, otherwise it doesn't change anything for you guys at all. So getting a new suit won't grant you any special power. It's granted by the person himself using it. So don't invest too much of your resources into new suits. Though I think having a nice looking suit is always great, but I think the standard ones are like totally awesome. I mean, we have some very funny and interesting suits right here, like the homemade one. And I'm curious what will happen if I play through the game, which suit I will still unlock. Tip number 9. The web is so incredibly strong. Like these web lines here, you can traverse through the whole city with them if you have the range, and you can create a web on your own, like from web line to web line. This is super awesome, especially for stealth gameplay, and just make sure to create a nice web above your enemies, and you will always be the one in charge of the situation, in the favor situation. And the next tip is stealth is OP, and just take a look at how I will use my stealth gameplay to stop those enemies. As stated before, web lines are super OP, and staying above the enemy can, if you are not seen by them, make it possible to make those stealth attacks, and they can be even enhanced by a certain skill tree, naming the double skill tree, and this goes for both Miles and Peter. You can get the web line double takedown, and it will make it possible to get 2 enemies at the same time. Normally you would need like a partner in crime for this mission type to get a double takedown. Now you can do it on your own. It's an incredibly OP talent, and generally stealth is super duper OP. Do it as fast as you can. So go ahead and play the story fast, because you will reveal the stealth in the story. Alright, easy armor truck. Tip number 11. Getting the fast travel. Fast traveling is revealed by district progress. Each district has like these 3 stages. First one tech parts, second one fast travel, third one hero badges. You need those for very nice upgrades, and you can like easily fast travel once you're not in a mission or in a call. And I would suggest getting those fast travel points all around the city, like spread it all around the city, getting some in maybe Greenwich or Financial District first, then moving on to the right hand side to the east of the river, maybe in Little Odessa, like a central point, and then maybe in the very north. I would totally recommend like Harlem, and then you can spread out, or maybe here in the Central Park, which is super awesome. I love the Central Park. And now you can travel through whole New York without any problems. Would totally recommend that. Next up, moving on to the options, to the settings. Go to the gameplay settings and make sure to hit those settings if you want to. I totally love them. Auto heal on 30%, game changer. Quick time events, autocomplete. It's so convenient. You don't have to press any button in a cutscene. I sometimes forget to press those because I always drink Coke in my cutscenes and I lean back and relax, and I don't want to do like these quick time events. So that's super awesome. Also make sure to see if you want to have auto aim or some other things like maybe fall damage. You can check it out in the settings. The game doesn't tell you that. Last but not least, we have tip number 13, and this is the full stop for the web wings. And you just simply need to drag your trigger to you, like the L trigger, and then press circle, and there we go. Fast landing, super easy. And let's replicate it. Go to the web wings, hold the trigger back and press circle, and there you go. Emergency landing right at the spot where you are. Super awesome tip. I hope you guys learned a little bit today. If so, feel free to subscribe to the channel and welcome to the family. Thank you to those who came here in the last month. We had like 500,000 views. Thank you so much for that on this new channel. I'm super curious how fast we will grow, and this is a topic I love to do. I totally love video games, and I know you do as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and goodbye.